I want to try it again, but this time we need you to do an accent.
You mean like an Indian accent?
Yeah.
I'd rather not. I just feel kind of weird doing that voice. Is that okay?
Hello, Sergio. This is a fantastic piece of animation I'm looking at here. So let's get into your critique. First, let me tell you about myself. My name is Sintay, as you probably guessed, and I've been a professional character animator for over 20 years, starting at Disney as a traditional animation artist and working my way eventually into visual effects. I've worked on everything from Mulan to Tarzan up to open season and Surf's Up, and then into, like I said, visual effects. I've worked on Transformers movies, Tron. Most recently, I worked on Age of Ultron, the Avengers movie, also Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles at ILM, and then now I'm currently working on a cool project at a studio here in Los Angeles, which I can't talk about this time, but anyway, let's talk about you. And you can find out more about me if you'd like. You can search my name, Keith Sintay, on Vimeo, or go to my website at www.keithsintay.com. Have a look here.
I want to try it again, but this time we need you to do an accent.
You mean like an Indian accent?
Yeah.
I'd rather not. I just feel kind of weird doing that voice. Is that okay?
I want to try.
You really impressed me with your knowledge of movement and character and design, everything. I think it's really clear that you know what you're doing. I really got a lot of entertainment out of this, and the surprise factor of hearing a woman's voice come out of a man was, I think, a nice touch. One of the things that I really enjoy, and I'll probably spend most of this critique just telling you about the things that I love, because there isn't a whole lot to construct on with this one. There's a few minor things, but overall it's fantastic. So when you do this transition here from the red-headed guy, switching the camera light, boom, into this, and it subtly goes to a different camera point of view, almost, but it's the same character going here, and it looks like it's the one he's talking to. That is something that I actually haven't seen before. Maybe it's been done, but for me, I was just like, are you kidding me? This looks like the skin tone changes, the hair color changes, obviously the background changes, and subtly, through the blink, the eye line changes into a camera reverse. That's really... Oops, sorry about that. I lost the connection. What I was saying is that the eye line changes in this camera reverse, the subtle reverse. It's done through the blink. I think that's tremendously creative and amazing. So, a few things on lip sync here. One of the things is the fact that you seem to be closing up your mouth shapes a little early on a few occasions.
I want to try it again, but this
So when he says the word again, you're closing up the mouth into this again, and you're hitting here when this should still be the vowel shape. Oops. It's an N right there. In again. So let's let that play out a little bit better. So when he says again, we should see the tongue start to come up in the mouth, and then hold on to this sort of a frame here, around frame 20, this shape of mouth, again, for another 4 to 6 frames before you go into this closed mouth. Let's watch it again.
I'm going to try it again, but
so again, and hold on to that.
this time we need you to do an accent.
When he says accent, ironically enough, it would be nice to see where he goes accent, and then that second syllable seems to be missing an accent. I know you're trying to keep things simple by just saying accent, but maybe don't close the mouth again as soon as you do when he goes into that word accent.
Accent.
Accent. Scent. That second scent would be good to see.
You mean like an Indian accent?
Yeah.
I'd rather not. I just feel kind of weird doing that voice. Is that okay?
Last one is when he says okay. Is that okay?
Is that okay?
All right, so the T, trying to find the spot here.
Is that okay?
That.
Okay.
So it's right before that. There's that. Somewhere in here. Anyway, when he says that, is that the second, the T in that?
Is that
It might be here. T-H-A-T. I'm looking for the tongue to pop up.
okay?
And then again, your word okay, you're ending it too soon. He says, that okay? Here, let's let this one play out longer, that another 4 to 6 frames for the word okay.
To do an accent.
You mean like an Indian accent?
Yeah.
You know, I'd rather not. I just feel kind of weird doing that voice. Is that okay?
I want to try.
Really great. You handle these fast motion transitions between mouth shapes really beautifully, especially through here when he's saying all this dialogue. You have nice broad extreme mouth shapes, but yet you're blending between them very organically and without any popping, and it looks really nice.
That voice. Is that okay?
One thing at the end of your shot I noticed is you have these frozen frames. He blends up, and he seems to stop moving somewhere around 267, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, somewhere around 6 or 7 frames of just nothing moving. It's a pixel lock, and I don't know, for some reason a lot of students seem to do it that way, where they leave like a frozen frame and they just hold it for another 5 frames or so. I would get rid of those, or else at least have your character continue to move to the very end, so because otherwise it kind of brings us out of the animation. The rig you're using is so cool. The fact that he left the shirt off him is hilarious to me. But the anatomy of where the clavicles look is really nice.
I want to try it again, but this time we need.
This little finger flick you do here, and with his head tilted back, the line of your eye lines are always beautiful. But this little thing he's doing with the finger is so funny. One of the things that I noticed that you're doing, which again is right on, is the fact that you're breaking you're pushing that Z depth, the character coming forward and backward in space. Especially on the second one here, where he zooms in and he comes back again. So that is something that a lot of people forget to put in their animation, and they kind of keep things in one, plane as far as the Z depth goes. So that's another thing that you're doing that's really nice. The asymmetry of the face throughout is wonderfully handled. I'll point out a couple examples here. This one, where the way you bring this lip up and this brow down, and you're creating this sort of a squash on one side and a stretch on the other side of the face, I think is, well, it's right on the money. And there's another one in here. You can see if we were to draw some straight lines here, of the angle with which you're breaking up the face. Again, you're creating a situation where you sort of have a squash on this side and the face is more stretched out on this side, and those always play well against each other. The reference, whatever you used for the acting, I think it's fantastic. I really like the hand gestures, and they bring it forward and then backwards. It's really fun. It just seems really alive. I love the whole thing. Right, so another minor detail you might want to work on here is this hand down here. It sort of stays stiff and at the same angle throughout the piece. There's this angle of the back of the hand that always stays at this, whatever he's doing, it sort of stays. If he's going up or down, there's no change in the plane of the knuckles or the back of that hand. It'd be nice to see it, vary a little bit. So if you watch it play, watch just that hand.
I want to try it again, but this time we need you to do an accent.
Changes a little bit here at the end, but mostly, especially this one where it pops up and then back down again, it feels kind of stiff and wooden, like it's a prop almost. So as it comes up, I would take the back of the hand and angle it slightly so that you're changing this plane. So in other words, it sort of drags a little bit on the way up rather than staying stiff as it comes up. And then on the way down, just the opposite. As it comes down, you can it's not any big motion where you're doing this overlapping thing. I'm sure you know. It's just a subtle change in direction just to vary it a little bit. And the knuckle plane, tilting towards camera or away from camera, finding those places to put that in.
Again, but this time we need you to do an accent.
You mean like an Indian accent?
Yeah.
I love the eyebrows. I love the facial expressions. You could, I would love to use this as an example of how to do eye blinks even. You do this thing with handling the blinks in thirds, which is something, you know, they would teach us at Disney, is to not let the blink happen, you know, halfway through. I'm trying to find the one place where maybe this one is good. So you have this blink that happens. The eyes are closed for a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 frames, 4 frames, whatever. You allow the blink to happen instead of just a 1-frame blink. Beautiful. And then instead of opening up the eyelids into a half, you're favoring the down position as almost a third before popping them up into the full open position. In other words, you have a blinked eye, then you're opening it a third, and then you're opening, you know, to the full extension. Whereas a lot of beginner animators would have taken it low, you know, the closed eye, going into a half, and then into the full open. So allowing it to be a third on the way up and a third on the way down at the beginning of the blink allows it to look more fleshy. Great eyelid shapes. I mean, you really paid a lot of attention to
I want to try it again,
the detail.
but this time we need you to do an accent.
You mean like an Indian accent?
Yeah.
You know, I'd rather not. I just feel kind of weird doing that.
So yeah, just let your mouth shapes, those vowels, breathe out at the end of your dialogue with that little accent in there. Watch that hand thing. Overall, fantastic work. I was really impressed with this, and I really enjoyed seeing it. So good luck to you, and congratulations on winning. You did a great job, and it was well deserved for sure. Okay, take care.